Hey guys, in this video, we are going to take a look at how we can use the Gemini CLI tool in our Kali Linux. First, let me introduce you the Gemini CLI. You can just search for the Gemini-CLI online and you'll be able to get a GitHub repo from that Google Gemini, and you'll be able to read about it and about the tool. It's an open source AI agent that brings the power of Gemini directly in your terminal, and you will be able to get some interfaces like this is the Gemini CLI, and you will be able to get some Gemini CLI, and there will be free tires, and there will be built-in tools and terminal first open source etc informations and a quick installation guide, and you do get some key features like query and edit large code bases, generate new apps from PDFs. You can just generate new apps from PDF, images, sketch using multi-modal capabilities, debug issues and troubleshoot with natural language, etc. There's a lot of capabilities that it has, and you can use authentication options like login with Google, and you can use if you use Google login with Google, you do have free tire with a 60 requests per minute, and some of the other informations will be there, and you'll be able to see there is an option too that you can use to use the Gemini API key, and there will be 100 requests per day. And like that, you do have Vertex AI, which is an enterprise teams and production workloads. So we are not gonna take a look on that. So anyways, we can just use this tool in our Kali Linux. So basically, if you just enter Gemini CLI in your Kali Linux, then most probably if you are not get updated, then you will be able to see command not found. So you just need to update and upgrade your Kali Linux. Once you are done upgrading and updating your Kali Linux, you can just use this command for update and upgrade your Kali Linux. As you can see, sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade -y. Once it's all are done, then you can just enter the command like Gemini CLI, press enter, and you'll be able to see, do you want to install it? Then you can just press Y and provide the password of your Kali Linux, and it gets done. As you can see, now it's working. So if you face some errors, just update and upgrade your Kali Linux. After that, you can just enter the command Gemini CLI, press enter, then you are in. As I mentioned before, there will be three authentication mechanisms, like one which means the login with Google, two is the using Gemini API key, and three is Vertex AI. So this is the Gemini, and we are going to use some authentication. Like you just need to authenticate to this project so that you'll be able to use it. So you can just choose one, two, or three based on your requirements. So I recommend you to choose the one. So once you click the one in your keyboard, you will be redirected to the browser to log into your Google account. Once you log in your Google account, you will be able to use it. So I actually already logged in to my Google account, so I am just using that here. So let me use the Gemini CLI. Once you are logged in and if everything is done, then you'll be able to see a interface like this which says that type your message or path to file here. So you can just start with the help command, which will give you a lot of help menus that you can use inside this CLI. So you can just execute this /help command, which seems to be an help menu in this Gemini CLI, and you can see /about will show the version info. Let's try to execute the /about, and here it is, and it's basically the CLI version is 0.5.4 as of now, and its model is Gemini 2.5 Pro, and there will be no sandbox, and the OS is Linux, and the method is OAuth. So, and you'll be able to see some of the other options like my /auth for change the authentication method. Here I'm not going to try changing my authentication method, and /bug for submitting a bug report. You can just try to execute that, and you'll be able to see to submit your bug report. Then you will be forwarded to a GitHub repo. You can just log in and do whatever it is. So I'm not gonna go deep into it, so let's try to use some of the other contents here. We can see chat manages conversation history. So let's try to execute the chat command, and it says chat list like that. So like let me try to execute chat only, and it's moving to chat list. I'm pressing enter, and it's saying that no saved conversation checkpoint. And like that, you will be able to see a lot of other informations like slash clear for clearing whatever you were entering here. Like once you execute the clear, it will clear all of those commands that you entered previously. Let me execute the help again. And you do have privacy memory for commands for interacting with the memory, and MCP list configured MCP servers and tools or authenticate with auth enabled. And you do have IDE manage IDE integration, and extensions list active extensions. You can just list the extensions that is currently active, and as you can see, there is no active extensions as of now. And you can just use up or down arrow key for cycle through your prompt history. And let me cycle through, like this is the up or down arrow key for cycling through the prompt history, which seems to be good, right? You can just press the upper arrow in your keyboard, you'll be able to move. Lower arrow in your keyboard, you'll be able to move like this, which seems to be pretty good, right? So and you do have escape option, which will cancel operations. So there is an editor here. I'm just pressing escape, and this is basically press escape again to clear. Yeah, you can just press escape multiple times, and it will clear your contents. You just don't need to take some time to clear by entering the backspace. You can just use the escape command. And enter means, it means the sending message. And toggle YOLO mode, control plus Y will toggle the YOLO mode. I will tell you what it is. Like I will show you one thing. Like here you can see type your messages. Let me use a message here called open downloads. I'm just entering open downloads, pressing enter. What it is happening here, like it's saying that charging the laser. And what do you mean by open? Do you want to list the files in the download directory, or do you want to change the current directory to downloads? I'm just saying that open downloads folder, like open downloads folder, and pressing enter. The D here is a small letter. Actually, the real D in the downloads is caps letter, right? So that I hope you know about it, right? So let this done. Like I'm not sure where your downloads folder is located. Can you please provide the absolute path? Is what it is saying. Like I'm just saying that here I'm just saying open downloads folder in my Kali. So I'm just entering specifying a little more. Like before I just entered open downloads, and as you can see it worked. And as you can see, allow execution of echo. I'm just pressing 1 for yes allow once, 2 for yes allow always, and 3 for no such changes. And you can also press escape. So I'm just pressing 1, and here it is. It's saying that it's a shell command, and it's home Kali path must be provided with something like this. I don't know why it doesn't work. So this seems to be the path, but it worked previously. So maybe in your case it will work. If it's not working, don't worry. So let's try to do something else, right? So let me try to do something else. Like you can just search for what is AI. So like normal queries, like what when we enter normal queries in the terminal, what happens? This is what you just need to know, right? So yeah, it is giving you the results. Like artificial intelligence is a wide-ranging branch of computer science concerned with the building smart machines capable of performing tasks that typically require human intelligence, etc. It is giving you some of the descriptions. Yeah, it is working. So what like normal queries is working. So what are the other things? Like I just previously entered open downloads folder. It just opened it, but I don't know why it is not working as of now. You may find sometimes it will work or sometimes it will not work. And you do have settings here, which means that view and edit Gemini CLI settings. So let me try to view the settings, and here it is, like apply to. And Vim mode, this is the settings. It says that Vim mode is false and disable auto update and etc. The features that is available here, like apply to user settings, and 2 for workspace settings, and 3 for system settings. I'm just pressing 1 here. Use enter to select, like pressing enter, pressing 1 2, nothing working here. I don't know what happens. Let me use the arrow key. Yeah, it's working. Like this arrow key seems to be working. Like disable, like oh yeah, it's coming, right? Yeah, pressing the upper arrow key and lower arrow key is working. You can just pretty much use those things. So yeah, I'm just not going to do anything here. I'm just pressing Control C, and I'm just to see changes. Gemini CLI must be restarted. Press R to exit and apply changes now. So I'm just pressing Escape. I just don't want to save that. I just press the Escape button. Now what we can do this here is the folder. Like this is the folder. This is a folder. Like we do have pictures folder. Let me try to open the pictures folder. First, I'm just saying open pictures folder. Previously, when I entered open downloads folder, it just opened it. But now I'm entering it doesn't working. Now I'm just saying that open pictures folder, and it's saying that I'm sorry, but I cannot access your pictures folder. As mentioned before, I can only work with files and folders inside the inside this. So this is what it is showing right now. So anyways, I basically the YOLO mode here in the help menu, like it will not ask you permission. Like you can see Control plus Y will toggle YOLO mode, and I'm just pressing Control plus Y, and you can see the YOLO mode was enabled, which means that whatever you are executing, whatever your command that you're giving here will not ask you for permission. So when you enter something called open downloads folder, it will open the downloads folder without asking you permission. In normal, it will ask, do you want to open or continue or do something like that. So when you enable the YOLO mode, it doesn't ask you that. So previously this one was worked well. I don't know if you're watching this video trying it on your Kali mission, then it might work. In my case, I'm just doing this again, so maybe it's not working because of that. I don't know if it is still not working. Then we can just execute some other commands. Okay, so here the YOLO mode is here. Let's try to do something else. Like let me try to start the Metasploitable 2 here, and let me so like I'm just entering a command to get the IP address in my network. List the IP addresses in my network. So what it is deciding to give me the results. So like it's preparing examining network requests, and here it is. So it basically give me a command called IPADDR. This command will list the IP address of the network interfaces. So this is not what I want. I just want to get the net discover command. So I'm just execute net discover command. So I'm just entering this. It will execute the net discover command, and let us wait a little bit. And it's saying that analyzing security risk and defining command execution. Like it, we are in YOLO mode, which doesn't prompt you. As you can see, net discover. You must be root to run this. A terminal is required to read the password. Either use the -s option to read from standard input or configure and as pass, etc. is showing here. Like we are in a YOLO mode, right? Would you like to? And it's giving us suggestion, but like an alternative of the tool, which seems to be the ARP. Net discover alternative ARP scan. So this is saying that it will list the ARP command. Like I'm just entering S. What it is going to happen is it will execute maybe ARP -A, and here it is. This is my this is not what I wanted, and this is what it is getting to me. So this is not what I wanted. So basically when I'm just pressing the Control Y, as you can see now I am in YOLO mode. So I'm just exiting from the YOLO mode means that when I'm entering some commands like execute ARP scan to get IP address. So I'm just entering the command to execute the ARP scan. So it is still asking me permission. Do you want to allow the execution, right? So previously you are in the YOLO mode. It doesn't ask you permission to execute. It's just executed by this by their self. It doesn't ask you to, can I execute it? Allow execution. Like this, these permissions was not you get before, right? So now you are getting this kinds of permission, right? So this is something that you need to note about the YOLO mode. So my Metasploitable 2 was started. Let me show you something else. Like I'm just entering the ARP scan to get my target IP. So here it is. So this is my target IP, and I'm just going to say to AI, like I'm just canceling this by pressing the escape button. So now I'm just going to say use dir to find hidden directories on the URL http:// this IP. So I'm not in the YOLO mode, right? So that's something that you need to remember, right? So it's analyzing the user intent and investigating, and it asked me, can I execute this? Like I accidentally put a dir instead of derp. So I'm just copying this, and basically when you are not in YOLO mode, it just asks you permission for execution. So that's something that you need to keep in mind. So I'm just moving to YOLO mode, control Y. Now I'm in YOLO mode. So I'm just executing the entering the command that I previously entered and changing the dir to dib and pressing enter. So it is saying that breathing fresh bytes, initiating web content scan, and here it is user bin dib. I'm not sure if dib is installed. Let me check for you. And it is checking, and it's performing the scan. Directory enumeration was performing here, and it is executing the shell, and it does work, right? So basically, if you don't know how to use a command, then you can just enter the command, like if you know the tool name, then you can just specify the tool name and ask the AI to execute and get the results. For me, it will give you the results. Okay, let me use dib. You can just pretty much use dib space IP address. That's the only command that you can use. But what if you are going to use something called a Gobuster tool, which seems to be has a greater syntax rather than dib? Like in dib, you can just pretty much enter dib space the URL, which will give you the directory enumeration, which will perform it, right? So in terms of Gobuster tool, which doesn't perform by entering Gobuster URL, something like that, you just need to specify Gobuster dir for directory, minus u for URL, and minus w for the word list, something like that. So what we can do here is to use the Gobuster. Ask this AI to use Gobuster. Okay, so I'm just entering use Gobuster to find hidden directories on the URL. So pressing enter, what is it is thinking about, like, and let us see. Evaluating the approach and user bin Gobuster. I'm not sure if Gobuster. It first check if Gobuster is installed. And here it is. I have confirmed that Gobuster is installed. I will now look for a word list to use for the scan. So it is investigating, analyzing. So we are in YOLO mode. It doesn't ask us permission. It automatically try to use a word list here called. You can see it's using the scan was finished. You will be able to get the results. It automatically uses a word list called common.txt and they perform the scan, right? So when you're in YOLO mode, it doesn't ask you, can I do this? Can I do this? Can I click that? Can we execute? Something like that will not be asked to you. Whatever prompt that you're giving, it will think and it will do whatever it think it is right. So that's the purpose of YOLO mode. I hope you understand about YOLO mode. Let's try to use the help menu again, and here it is. You can see like control L will also clear the screen, and control J for new lane, like we can just enter something like here, and control J will give you the new lane. So this is the purpose of control J. I'm just clearing all. Okay, so let's try to see another keyboard shortcut here, like Alt left or right will jump through the words in the input. Like I'm just pressing the Alt left or right. So yeah, I'm just pressing Alt. Oh, wait, pressing alt left or right. So yeah, it will move to the beginning or to the end. You can also press control A or control E to move to the beginning or the end, which seems to be pretty good. So and you do have Vim for toggle Vim mode on or off, and you do have setup GitHub actions. So here I'm not going to set up any GitHub actions, and you can see terminal setup is also available here. Configure terminal key bindings for multiple multi-line input like VS Code, cursor, windsurf. So you do have a refresh, like memory refresh the memory from the source, etc. Yeah, let's try to use this slash memory, and you do have a refresh, show, add, etc. So yeah, let me try to use the refresh. Pressing enter, it will give me show. So this is what it is showing. So I'm just refreshing from the memory. And here it is, iMemory refresh successfully, no memory content found. This is how you do refreshes. So like if you want to execute this slash directory and you do have some sub of the command like add and show, like you can't execute a slash directory only, you can use add or show, like slash directory add or slash directory. So that seems to be syntax, right? So it will add directories to the workspace and it will show all directories in the workspace. Let's try to use the directory and add, and you just need to provide a path. I'm just trying to execute this only, so it doesn't work. So you can just use the show and it will show you the directory. It's in user lib Gemini CLI, and you can see, like you can use the editor, but if you try to use the directory, then you can't use directory only. You just need to provide some sub of these, like add or show based on what you want, and slash chat, and you can just use list, save, etc., like manage conversation history. Let's try to do that, like list. It will list, it says that I know saved conversation checkpoints found, and let's try to use some of these, like slash chat, and you will be able to see some of the options that you can use in the slash chat is to save the current conversation as checkpoint, resume a conversation from a checkpoint, delete a conversation from checkpoint. According to what you want, you can just use it accordingly, right? So what are the other things that we can use inside this is like, let me open a dvwa from here in my metasploitable 2. I'm just entering the username as admin, password as password, and here I'm just going to perform the dvwa security to low. And here what I'm going to do is to ask the AI or to perform a brute force attack onto the directory, or you can oh yeah, we can just execute some of the commands like here one, and it will be in the, I'm just copying the URL here. And what I'm going to do here is to ask the AI to, like let's first generate a try to generate a code for brute forcing. When you generate a code for brute forcing directory or brute forcing username and password, so it will doesn't give you the result, right? So it says that it will not give you the results. Maybe we are in YOLO mode and it's considering, and it's saying that I cannot create a script for brute forcing. So yeah, let's try to execute the same for dvwa. So when I enter something like this, generate a code for brute forcing user, I just misspelled the username and the password for dvwa. It's analyzing the target. Let us see that if it is working or not. And I understand you are asking for a script for use with dvwa for educational purposes. However, I must still decline to generate a brute forcing script. My safety policy prevents me from creating tools that can be used for unauthorized access. Wow, it's so great, right? Would you be interested in learning about how to prevent brute force attack? Yeah, I want to learn about how to prevent brute force attack. And it's saying that don't rush perfection or my code, like understanding the goal. So yeah, it is somewhat working something like this, and it will give you some results like this. And yeah, let's try to use some of the other things, like we just need to check for SQLI in the URL. So let's try to copy and paste this URL here. So pressing the enter button. Don't panic. It's saying us to don't get panic considering the target. So basically what I found here in the Gemini CLI is taking time, but it is working somewhat, and it's using the SQL map tool. If you don't know the tool that you can use to perform SQLI, it will be able to get the tool name, which seems to be pretty good for the beginners or some people who doesn't know the tools to get started. It seems to be pretty good. It automatically executed without asking me for permission because I'm in the YOLO mode, right? So yeah, it get executed, and I just don't provide any kind of cookie or something like that here. Maybe it will not work. And as you can see, it's end SQL maps, and you do have description. SQL map scan is complete. It does not find. It did not find any SQLi vulnerabilities in the URL provider. Here's a summary of what happened. Which seems to be pretty good, right? So to successfully find the vulnerability, log into your DVW instance and set the security low and click submit. After you have done, I can run the SQL map scan. Would you like me to proceed another scan? I'm just entering this again, like this with the cookie value. And yeah, I just misspelled, so it's okay, I think. So let me try to inspect and get the cookie value from here in the console document dot cookie. Here it is, cookie value. I'm just pasting only the PHP session. Pressing enter. Let's see what happens. So like it is crafting a response worthy for your of your patients, adding authentication context, and considering cookie configuration, and formulating testing. And here it is. It automatically get executed without your permission because we are in the YOLO mode, right? It still doesn't find anything, I think. And but unfortunately it does not find any vulnerabilities. So let me try to use all of these in the cookie value with the security law. And let's see what happens here. Like it is suffering punch lanes, and it's confirming cookie parameters, and it's executing the SQL injection scan, and it's working like refining SQL map command, and it has saying that it has warning. It's using the shell to get it the results, like it's refining SQL map command. You just need to wait some time to get it done, and it's still get doesn't. Yeah, I think it was not able to find. Let me try to view the results. It's reporting a success, and it's saying that success. The SQL map scan was successful at this time. As suspected, setting the security level to low allowed the tool to find SQL injection vulnerability. Here's a summary of the findings. Like vulnerability confirmed, and it's saying that the ID parameter in the URL is vulnerable for multiple types of SQLi. Injection types found is Boolean, error based, and the operating system is this. And some of the other information. This confirms that this application is vulnerable to SQLi, which could allow an attacker to access or manipulate the databases. So I'm just entering the command. Know that we confirm the vulnerability. Would you like me try to list the databases on the server? Yes, I'm just entering yes to list the databases on the server. It will going to list the databases with the SQL map command, and here it is. It's so great, right? So yeah, if you're someone who doesn't know how to use a tool, then this Gemini CLI, which seems to be pretty good, but the real goal, the real thing is you just need to know how you can use this Gemini CLI tool, which seems to be pretty good. If you know how you can use this AI tool, like you can't just give all the prompts, like it will violate the rules. It will not give you brute forcing content. You just need to tweak it accordingly. I'm not gonna say all of this here, but this is how it works, right? It's so cool, right? It will give you the databases and the description. After that, the database enumeration was successful. Here are the databases on the server, and the DVW database is one associated with the application we are testing. As you can see, a proper description, and the information schema and MySQL database are standard systems for a MySQL. If you have confused with these number of databases, each is giving a great description that the DVW databases is the one associated with the application that we are testing, which seems to be pretty good for the beginners who doesn't know what it is. Like proper description, I like it. So and the next step is to see what tables are inside the DVW database. Would you like me to do that? So it is mentioning the next step. So I'm just exiting from the YOLO mode first, like control Y, and I'm just saying yes, like it is ensuring the magic smoke. stays inside the wires. And let us try to see if it is asking me for permission. And as you can see, now I was able to see the full command that it is using. Like when I am outside of YOLO mode, I was able to see the command, the complete command it is using for me to get the results. Like I'm just allowing this once, and here it is. We get the results in the terminal, and it's crafting SQL map command. It will give you the description, which seems to be pretty good, right? So you can just stay in the YOLO mode or stay out from the YOLO mode based on your likiness. Okay, so this is pretty good, right? So moreover this, you can see the user's table is prime target as it likely contains user credentials, which is great for someone who is doesn't know what about a guest book. Wow, okay, can I need to access, did I need to access the guest book or users? Are you confused? Then this AI will assist you, tell you which is something that is sensitive or something that you need to access, which seems to be pretty good, right? So I'm not gonna say, would you like me to do that? Like, yeah, I'm just entering yes, show all. And let us see what happens here, which will ask again permission. I think like it's trying to exit Vim, so it is trying to exit from Vim. I think Vim is a text editor, and it's interpreting user intent, and yeah, it is asking me permission. I'm just entering yes, hello, always. So here it is. So this is what I was able to get. It's crafting the SQLi command, and it will also give me the results like the user or first name or last word or something. Like the column enumeration was successful. Here are the columns in the table. As you can see, we have columns for user and password. The password column has a length of 32 characters, which strongly suggests that the password are an MD5 hash. Wow, it's so great. 32 means MD5 hash. So yeah, the final step is to extract the data from these columns. Would you like me to dump the contents of the user and password? It will dump the user and password. This seems to be pretty good, right? You just don't need to use view others. You can just view the required things, which seems to be pretty good AI tool, right? So I'm just saying to exit. So warming up the AI hamsters. Now I'm just asking the AI to, I can do that. Is there anything else would you need help me before we go? Like I'm just entering create an image of a dog. So I'm just entering create an image of a dog or create an image of a cat or something like that. So how it is creating, is it a generative AI? No, I'm sorry, I don't have ability to create image. I'm a text-based AI and do not have tools for image generation, right? So this is something that you need not. Like however, I can search a web for you. Would you like me to find an image or for a dog? Yeah, I'm just entering yes, I just need to find an image of a dog. So it's navigating the slime dog and it's considering, and it's searching for the Google, and search results for image of a dog return. So what happens here, like maybe it will forward me to a browser, or it is saying an error like I apologize, but it seems to be seems that my web search tool is not able to provide images directly. I'm an AI for as a text-based AI assistant focus on software engineering tasks, and my tools are designed not designed for image retrieval. Is there anything else that I can do for you? Like I'm just entering mm, craft a Google docking command for getting PDF of ethical hacking. Okay, so now what will happen? Does it able to create a Google docking command for getting a PDF of ethical hacking? If you're someone who doesn't know how to use Google docking, I think it will use it. It is good, great. Like you can also combine these results for more powerful searches. Yeah, you can just use this command in URL ethical hacking file tab PDF. I'm just saying that open browser and execute these commands. Let us see what will happen. Like I'm just saying the AI to open the browser and execute these commands. So did we need to execute all of these by manually? Yeah. Like I cannot open a graphical browser. I'm a command line tool that can only interact with you through text. However, I can execute one of the Google token commands for you using my web search tools and shows the results. Please tell me the command that you would like to run, the first command. Like I'm just going to run the first. In my previous, in some scenarios, when you enter here, open downloads folder, it will open your downloads folder. Previously it just worked. I don't know why it is not working as of now. Previously it just worked, but in your case, if it is working, then let me know in the comment sections below. Okay guys, so here it is. We were able to get the results in the terminal itself. You can see it is still like it's done. This is the some of the PDF. Like let me try to view one of them, and it's saying that it's an error, and let me try to view something other, like again error. So like you just need to search this manually. I think I'm just searching the first one online by myself. Here it is. All of these seems to be PDF. I'm not gonna open any of these, but this seems to be this. So yeah, this is how you basically use this Google Gemini CLI, which is a great tool but needs some improvements. That's only my recommendations on this tool. This is how you basically use these tools, and I hope you learned a lot in this video, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, thanks for watching guys. Make sure to read the help menu and do something else here. Let us try to change the theme and end this video. Let's do something else. Yeah, now we are in the default, and you can just move to the Dracula, and this is how it is, the Dracula theme. And you can just move to the ANSI, and you can just move to the Autumn, and you can just move to the shades of purple, and etc, right? It seems to be great, right? Google code. Oh, I don't like this. So I like something called Dracula, which seems to be pretty good. Yeah, you can just set the theme that you want, and you can just use some of the other commands here, and you can just try to use this tool from today itself. Yeah, download and search and install Gemini in your computer, in your Kali terminal, and try to use this, because this is the generation of AI and you have to use it. And thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.